Let's hurl the stuff down the stairs, and then we're gonna make keto-friendly s'mores. All he knows is he's coming home to a date. It's an in-house date tonight. He has no idea what it's about. The cats have the zoomies because I've destroyed the house right now, and they are so into it. It actually tastes really good. Yay! We have to have fun in our relationships as well. As far as the coffee table, I think I'm just gonna push it against the TV. Put my heating pad back behind the couch cushion. There's secrets in my couch. There's phone chargers that are weaved in between the cushions, and there's heating pad behind the cushions. It doesn't matter how long you've been together, you have to keep that little spark alive. You need to do a date night with your person, and I hope it goes well. All right, y'all, we are planning a DIY in the living room, campfire side, camping, s'mores date. I am preparing to grab all of this and throw it downstairs, but I don't know, let's talk about it first because you're my bestie and I need advice, even though this is happening tonight and you're not going to see this till later. But help me out and tell me what you would have done different. I grabbed all the pillows off of the third floor. Body pillows and just random other little pillows. There's another body pillow under there as well. And then I have sheets because we're not caveman. But I have air mattresses and I'm thinking about putting them in the living room, moving the coffee table right there in the L shape of the couch and creating like a little bunker type thing. I have the air mattresses, and then I have these are like wedges. They're for the beach. And so this part is just as flat as can be. But then this part blows up into a wedge. And I was thinking putting that between on the bed by the couch. So it adds back support because I'm almost 40 and he's in his 40s. So like we need back support. To make things easier, I do have electric pumps or battery operated pumps. And I did pull out the comforters, but I was eyeballing my fuzzy blanket and I was thinking, why not just use this? Like a share blanket. These are two separate comforters for individual beds, but no, we're making cozy vibes. So I think the fuzzy blanket would be better. Let's hurl the stuff down the stairs and then we're gonna make keto-friendly s'mores. I successfully got everything downstairs and I didn't fall. Let's make keto s'mores before we decorate the living room. I already melted the butter. If this turns out right, I'm gonna leave the ingredients in the description, but I am not very optimistic on this one, but I still want to do it because it's gonna be fun. So I am doubling the recipe. It's not gonna be a lot. I'll go ahead and tell you that. It's like just a sampler, mainly because I just don't have it in my macros. Flour is a lot of macros, even if it's almond flour. So I don't have a lot to work with. So I would rather eat like actual food and not just dessert, if that makes sense. So we're gonna try this amount first. So far it's double the butter, but not the flour. But honestly, I don't think I can put very much more flour in it. Right now it's a little wet, right? It's fine. It's one. I'll probably do one more scoop. This is my first time doing this, and I'm still very new to cooking with almond flour, so bear with me. Yeah, I feel like this is more of the consistency that we want. Like that, like kind of crumbles. We're gonna add some allulose to it, a little bit of baking powder, and that's gonna absorb some of the moisture too. So I definitely feel like this is the consistency. I don't want it too dry. What is your favorite date night at home idea? Let me know down in the comments below because we have a book, like a date night book. You can buy them off of Amazon, pretty cheap. But I definitely feel like when you're in a relationship for a while or just starting out, like you have to date each other. for a while. And so I like the idea of just doing random stuff. All he knows is he's coming home to a date. It's an in-house date tonight. He has no idea what it's about. So we did scratch the book. It's one of those you scratch off. We did scratch it like a couple weeks ago, but I wasn't like fully introduced to the flour yet. And so I was trying to figure out like a way to do that and keep my macros. And being on keto is hard, but at the same time, like there's ways to still enjoy everything that you want to enjoy. You just have to think a little outside of the box, right? Oh, right now we're making the graham cracker. I don't even think I told you that. So yeah, we're gonna make the graham cracker, and then I'm gonna weigh it out to see which one I get more chocolate with, right? I already know the macros for 7 grams of chocolate versus 1 square of chocolate. I want more chocolate, so we're gonna weigh that out together. And then we're gonna make it's not gonna be marshmallow, it's going to be cream cheese. And we're gonna fluff it up, and we're gonna just kind of have an essence of marshmallow, which is fine. And then this morning I actually drank some s'mores coffee. So that was pretty great. And we're just adding a ton of cinnamon just because I really like cinnamon. Honestly, he's not too much of a fan, but because there's really not a lot in here, I think he's just going to be like a bite and done. It's more of just the vibe and some vanilla. So he'll be fine with the cinnamon in this. But in the date book, it said to do basically this. It said to have s'mores, and it said to make a blanket fort, which, okay, we don't have an overhead structure to make a blanket fort. So I thought the air mattresses would be great. And then I also thought like binge watching TV and just really relaxing and just enjoying each other's company and making it like a whole vibe. Okay, so what I'm thinking is what if I almost wonder if I should add some more flour. So we're at 4 tablespoons right now. What happens? Let's just do it. No, we're at, 4. This is 5. Okay. I have to track this. That's what I'm trying to remember. I think this will be fine though. Because we do want it to not be a dough, but not. Oh yeah, actually I think it's more crumbly now, and I feel like that's what we want. Because we don't want cake, we want crunchy cracker. So what I'm thinking is what if we just put it on our parchment, and then what if I just, my hands are clean, make it like square, and my little rolling pin. It's a very soft dough. The cats have the zoomies because I've destroyed the house right now, and they are so into it. They just love the more I terrorize the house. If things are out of place, they're like, yay. If you have pets, let me know what they think about when you start doing different stuff. Like how I just threw all that stuff down the stairs, and they're like, we're doing something. Or if I'm redecorating, or when we're getting ready to move, like they definitely have a whole thing that they just die for. Trying to get this really thin, actually. It's, oh no. So it is super crumbly. Might have to put it back together. It's super crumbly, like in the best way, right? I hope it stays together once it's cooked and it doesn't turn into a crumble, but even if it does, like that is okay with me. So I'm just gonna tighten the edges up a little bit, make them more square. I like that. And then what if we poke just a couple holes in it? Maybe, you know how actual graham crackers have the perforation holes? Let's do that. So that's actually about down the middle. And then let's just do 4 crackers. And just because we're extra, let's do, I was gonna do a heart. How do I do a heart? Oh, I have some of these are like to poke out nuts. Let's turn that over. This is the prettier side. So let's redo that. Actually, I can see my little perforation line. straight down the middle, and then like right here. And that way we can just break them apart a little bit easier. And then let's make a little heart. Aw, it's a horrible heart. Okay. It's the love that counts, right? This is so fragile. I'm scared to pick it up. But let me see if I can show you. And we're just going to tear this paper. Actually, let's put it under here to make it like a little more stable. 5 to 7 minutes. The recipe did say I could put it in the air fryer, and I'm doing it under the air fryer setting, but I did click the bake button on the air fryer to see if that makes a difference. Let's go ahead and see how much this looks like for the chocolate, because what I'm thinking about doing is melting the chocolate and then putting it like a drizzle on top of the graham crackers. I don't really know. I don't know how to do that. I do know how to do that. I just don't know. Do I want to do that, which would also make it harder on the graham cracker? I don't know. We'll have to see. So let's see how the graham crackers turn out, but I want to see how much 7 grams is. Oh, wait. That's 12. So I think I'm going to go with a 6. It's going to be like 1 chocolate chip. So I can have this much chocolate, or I can have a square. I think a square is going to give me more chocolate. So maybe it's the same, actually. The scale is so broken, y'all. So this is 12 grams. So we're going to go with this. I am so hungry. I'm ready for lunch to finish thawing because who didn't take the meat out till this morning? Me, I didn't. So I'm thawing my hamburger, and I'm just going to have like hamburgers and green beans. But I'm so hungry. It is 1:20 in the afternoon, which is about when I usually eat lunch. Sometimes I eat lunch at 3. It just depends. So we're going to go for 1 ounce of cream cheese. I'm just going to go ahead and prep the rest of this. That way I don't have to cook later. It's 1/2 ounce. And this one's totally based on my macros. Oh, wait, we're doing 2 ounces because we're doubling the recipe. Totally forgot that. And I'm just doubling it so we can just do 1/2 and 1/2. That way I don't have to, this one's yours and this one's mine, which I do that sometimes. There's no sampling on my plate because it's all macroed. He said, but I just want a piece of bacon. And I'm like, no, like I calculated it, I want it. And then we're going to do some allulose. Do a whole tablespoon. Honestly, I might do a little more than that. So the allulose, I don't really have to check. It does have carbs to it, but the way that your body processes it, it's like different. It's not like a sugar or anything like that. So I don't really have to track it. So it does take a lot of it to make it a little sweet. We're going to do some vanilla. And what I'm going to do is just whip this. What I should have done was put it in here. I didn't even think about the whole mixing part when I started putting it together. Oops. And just to help the mixer, the blender, I'm going to put like a splash of water just to help it because she gets a little angry. Maybe I did too much water because that is literally water. Okay, we're going to scratch. Our graham cracker just got done, so I'm going to let it stay in the air fryer and do its thing because sometimes you just have to let it like cool down because it's probably going to break apart if I try to move it right now. All right, let's try this again. I did leave just the tiniest, smidgiest, itty bittiest of water in there just to help my blender, my mixer, but it's definitely not as much as it was. So hopefully this one will turn out better. Get that off of the side. I always fold the top down like this because I've been splashed one too many times doing this. Oh yeah, this is way better. Oh yeah, that's so much better. It's like frosting. It actually tastes really good. Yay! And I'm just gonna scoop it in here just to save it for later. So this honestly looks like the dessert I make almost every night. I make a cheesecake. So I get most of my fat from my desserts, and I've actually started cutting back on the fat just a little bit. But that way, like, he's only eating the meat and the vegetables part and not gaining weight from all the fat because he's not on keto. But he does enjoy things like this with me. He's very supportive, and that's all I can ask for because this is a very restrictive diet. There we go. So I'm just going to put this in the fridge and let it cool. And then let's melt the chocolate and drizzle it. Oh, and another thing I just thought of, we're doing 2 things of chocolate, remember, because we're doubling the recipe. This is going to be great. All right, while the cookie's cooling still and my lunch is cooking, let's straighten up the living room just a little bit and go ahead and prep it. I'm so excited. Like, I did take an everything shower today and I just did all the things because I'm like, I don't know how he's going to respond, but he's probably going to love it. This is literally the first time we've done anything like this. Oh, and I did bring Skelly down because he's honestly an inside joke in our relationship, but our friends have gotten in on it too. And it's just like a whole thing. So I'm actually going to prep and lay out Skelly into the setup and be like, yeah, me and Skelly have a date. We have to have fun in our relationships as well. As far as the coffee table, I think I'm just going to push it against the TV. I think that will give me enough room. Because the beds are just like regular size. Let me grab them. Oh, yeah, that's like plenty of room. I really hope that there's not sand in these from the beach. But here's what these look like. And I think I'm just going to blow them up and stick them like right there so we have something to lean on. All right, let's see if we like this before we blow the other one up. So they sit kind of like this. It's got like a little curve right here. So we don't need this part right here. I was just thinking we could shove that down in there. But that way, like I said, we got something to lean on. I like it. Let's do the other one. I don't want to open it over the bed because it really might be sand in it. You know how the beach is. Once you get sand somewhere, it's everywhere. I'm going to go ahead and close all the blinds and windows on this side of the room to go ahead and create that atmosphere. Put my heating pad back behind the couch cushion. There's secrets in my couch. There's phone chargers that are weaved in between the cushions, and there's heating pad behind the cushions. All right, Skelly. I think I'm going to lay him on the bed. I just need to get him over there. And then zhuzh the couch up just a little bit. Honestly, with all this white in here, it looks a little sterile now. I also have no idea what time he's coming home. Yes, I love that. I love that. Fix this to make the picture look a little better because we're gonna take a picture of this. Oh my gosh, funny. I'm loving this. This is funny to me. All right, so lunch break. It is 2 o'clock. I am starving because we're doing the whole dessert thing. That was priority in my macros today. So the rest of my food is really bland. Not much going on. I literally just browned up some hamburger and I'm having it with green beans. That's it. Okay, I'm cooking some chicken and I'm making, the sauce for instant potatoes. And that's what we're gonna have for dinner. But I'm also making broccoli so I can have chicken and broccoli and he can have chicken, broccoli, and mashed potatoes. Now, these cookies or crackers or whatever, they are still really soft. They're completely cool. And it's like a cookie that didn't turn out well. Like the edges are a little crunchy, but I don't know. It's not as crunchy as I wanted it to be. But I also don't want to cook it more because I feel like it was cooked enough. What I want to do is go ahead and melt the chocolate and then we're going to just pour like a layer over this and hopefully it'll kind of harden it and then we're going to mush the marshmallow all over the top of it and call it good. These are completely okay for me to eat. They are 92% dark chocolate, no sugar. It's all. I do not know how this is going to melt. Fingers crossed it goes well. You know what? Just because I don't know how it's gonna melt. I was thinking I could put like a little coconut oil in there, but that's macros, and I don't have those macros today. What I was thinking though, I actually could just cut it up, and then we could just, it'd be a little soft dessert, but we could just put the marshmallow topping on it, and then I could just chop these up in like little slivers. That's a safer bet. This is a very expensive chocolate for what it is. So let's do that because I don't want to waste this chocolate at all. Keto is actually expensive. Trying to get all the sugar-free, gluten-free, soy-free, sugar-free. Did I say sugar-free already? All the things free. It can actually get pretty expensive. And chocolate, if you go buy a Hershey's bar, doesn't cost that much. But then when you have to get like a sugar-free dark chocolate, keto-friendly, let's mark up the price. It is what it is. Yeah, I'm just gonna very nonchalantly cut this up a little bit, and then we're just gonna sprinkle this on there. And it actually tastes pretty good. Like the chocolate chips, when my friends come over, I'm always like, here, try this. And I tell them, like, oh, this is gonna be sugar-free chocolate, all the things, right? And I'm like, try it. And they're like, which honestly, I was too when I first tried it. But I'm like, for it to be all of that, it actually doesn't taste half bad. Now, does it taste like milk chocolate? No. Do I miss milk chocolate? Yes. But does this give me the essence of the chocolate? Absolutely. And like I said, I could just sit here and eat this. This is my little treat. I can't have too much of it. I can have half of this, right? But I don't get it every day. Oh, it's 92% cocoa. But I will say, this is not sponsored, but I would be okay if they wanted to sponsor me. But Chalk Zero, that's who I get these little chocolates from, and also the chocolate chips from as well. This is all in one video. You're getting to see a little meal prep and behind the scenes on what I'm eating, and then you're also like setting up for the date. This is fun. I'm actually really enjoying filming this for you, and I hope you guys love it. If you love this type of stuff, let me know in the comments down below. Tell me, and I can do more of this. Now, do I do a fort in the living room every day? Absolutely not. Is my life boring? Absolutely. But I have a whole date book that we're trying to work our way through. And honestly, we just like to do stuff too. Go do random stuff. You're gonna see we're getting ready to take a little weekend vacation to the mountains. So like you're about to see some stuff. It's not all keto, it's not all beauty related. This is life adventures too. But if you like this behind the scenes, doing stuff with me, preparing with me, let me know. I'm worried about putting this on that. I think I'm just gonna prep everything, stick it in the fridge, and then when we get ready to eat it, put it together. I'm so excited to have this much chocolate. Like, I'm telling you, I'm splurging today with my macros on this. I put my breakfast in because I eat the same breakfast every single day to a T. And then this was the second thing I put in my macros today. And I based everything else off of those macros being spent. And I am like just excited to have a whole chocolate bar. Your life is a little sad when this excites you. Oh, don't break. Oh, and you can't see the hearts anymore. You can on this one. A little bit, but yeah. Here's the leftover hamburger from lunch. And then this will be eaten like tomorrow and things like that. Another thing, I just ate that hamburger with just salt and pepper. But another thing, like how I can revive it so it could be different, is like you could also put taco seasoning in it, or you could, I don't know, you could change it up. Like you could even do a Greek Euro type situation with it. I mean, if you leave it plain with just salt and pepper, I feel like there's so many more ways you can reinvent it as you're eating the leftovers. But also, you don't want to make too much that you're like sick of it or it goes bad. Like, I find that amount was like perfect. It gives us about 3 to 4 meals. Every meal I eat about 4 to 6 ounces of protein. It just depends on what the protein is and what my macros, like I said. I feel like I'm just like macros. I'm going to go in depth. I'm going to do a whole video on explaining macros for dummies because I didn't understand macros at all. And I feel like I have a good idea as to how they work in a plain English type of way. If you want that video, let me know down below as well, because I feel like I could really help you guys understand it a little bit better. Also, I'm just doing this every day. I'm not some expert in it or anything like that. There's definitely people on the internet that can explain it probably better than me. But I know I feel like I talk about macros, but my life literally is macros now. And that's how I'm like surviving, and I don't mind. Honestly, I use a really good app, and oh man, my app broke the other day though. I winged it for like a whole day, and they got it fixed. But I did go to 40 grams of carbs that day. I did get kicked out of ketosis, but the next day I was like way in it. I was 0.3 when I got kicked out, because 0.5 is like the limit, right? For nutritional ketosis, medical ketosis, and I was 0.3. But when I got back into it, like the very next day, I was 0.6. I jumped right back into it, like no problem. And when we go to the mountains, I'm going to be winging it. I'm not going to worry about so much as being in ketosis as I am just trying to stay on a keto version. I'm going to have my scale probably, but I'm also not going to have the comforts of home and controlling every situation. We're going to be eating out a lot. We're being hosted. I don't want to be rude. Anyway, stay tuned for that vlog because it's going to be like a whole situation. I'm also going to burn a candle. We do sometimes actually burn the wick. I'm just going to put it on the candle warmer, and I'm going to turn the lights on. This is literally like a whole vibe. I am loving it, and Zane is too. I don't understand what's going on. What do you think, baby? What do you think? I just wanted to pop in and tell you that date night was a success. Everybody's sleeping now, and I'm just laying here watching TV. But yeah, I just wanted to pop in and tell you that if you're thinking about doing something fun, you should definitely do it. I think every relationship needs to continue to date each other. It doesn't matter how long you've been together, you have to keep that little spark alive. The s'mores were amazing. Like, I told him, I said, every little piece of that was keto. And he was like, oh my God. He was like, we might need to keep this in the rotation. And I'm like, blows my macros a little bit. But it was worth it. And every once in a while, like, you have to treat yourself a little extra. But it was fabulous. He got home, he saw the living room layout, and was like, he knew there was a date night tonight. He just had no clue onto what it was. He was like really surprised, and we ate dinner and we just laid there and watched TV for a while. But I guess one of the cats poked a hole in one of the mattresses. It was the one I was laying on. And okay, everything got done a couple hours before I got home, right? Nobody was on the mattresses, and the one that I was laying on deflated on its own. Like, it wasn't because I was laying on it type of thing. No, it was deflating on its own, and then when I was on it, it like instantly deflated. That being said, I just laid with it. But yeah, we just laid on the floor for a little bit and watched TV, and then we ended up putting everything away and just being on the couch for a bit. But everybody's asleep. There's Zeus and there's Zeke. Oh, and there's Stitch and there's Zane. But yeah, I'm just laying here watching TV, but wanted to pop in and tell you that you need to do a date night with your person, and I hope it goes well. Let me know in the comments down below if you do it, and stay tuned. let me know if you want me to do more date night videos so you can get like behind the scenes or like ideas for your own relationship. Just let me know in the comments, give me a if you do, and I'll see you in the next video.